a training. It's a training to speak. It's training to live here. The most of the people, what they do, they think first. They think the grammar first, and then they speak. So that is the biggest wrong step.
You can't do it. You can't do it because the dictionary is over here and the action stuff is over here. So it has to go around this and then it has to go back up and down here. And no. Hello? Can you hear me?
Now I can hear you. So Miriam,
okay,
how are you?
So I'm very well. How about you?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking.
Okay. I noticed you had a little thing on your dashboard. It said, "My journey of English."
Yeah, I just want to know your experiences, like how because you were teaching since 90s, online teaching. So I just want to know your experiences, like how was your journey, like what are the new achievements you achieved?
Wow.
Really, no.
I can give you an overview just by talking about the changes in technology. Yeah. So yeah, just to make it more concise. Yeah. I started tutoring English when I was in Florida in 1987. Yeah.
Okay.
And so I was working face to face, and I was working with students that wanted pronunciation work. And I have to tell you, it's very frustrating because there are only so many things you can do for pronunciation work.
Yeah.
You can listen a lot and imitate, but you really, anyone who's going to change their accent, their pronunciation, is going to have to work at a minimum 2 hours a day. So if you're trying to tutor someone in pronunciation and you're only meeting with them maybe 2.5 hours in a week, everybody's frustrated. The student, the teacher, everybody. Yeah. So, but it was fun, you know. I liked it.
Yeah, really.
So, yeah, I started working for a teacher who owned a little language center in Melbourne, Florida, where I lived for almost 30 years. Not Melbourne, Australia, Melbourne, Florida.
Okay, I thought Australia.
Yeah, out on the coast of Florida, out on the Atlantic coast. Beautiful place. As a matter of fact, we're going down to visit tomorrow. We're leaving for a week. Yeah. So what happened in the 90s? Oh, we moved to a place where my son was doing some advanced placement courses in high school, and the people at the guidance office said, your son says you're interested, that you're taking graduate level courses at University of Alabama at Huntsville, which is where we lived at the time. I said, yeah. And they said, would you like to tutor some students? So that was, yeah, I started doing that. When did we move there? I don't know. But anyway, early 90s. And I actually started an international club at his high school for, for all the international students to, you know, solidarity for each other, but also for all students that wanted to learn about other cultures. And we used to have some students, some young women from Gujarati who had taken training in movie dancing since they were like 4.
Oh my God.
And so when we got together and we had a potluck and we met in one of the club houses, they would perform movie dances for us. It was insane. It was so incredible. So I guess for me, it's always been, and I think I've met other people on Cambly that are just fascinated with the other countries and the other cultures in the world. I think I was born that way. Yeah. Well, my father grew up in China because his parents were medical missionaries to China.
Okay.
So he grew up in a nursery with Chinese nurses. He was brought up by amas. He had an ama. And then they moved to the United States when he was 10. So he had a big culture shock experience.
So you are a little mix of China and America.
Well, yeah, I was never in China, but my father was, and he used to speak Chinese with his sister, my aunt.
Okay.
And I would go, I want to do that.
Okay. So funny.
Yeah, I think that when you have a big culture shift like that in your life, it comes down through not genetics, but have you ever heard of epigenetics? Epigenetics.
No, I think I did.
What is your field, Chanda?
I'm a web designer.
Ah, so you're on the computer all the time. Look up epigenetics.
Yeah. Okay,
Fascinating. Yeah, so genetics, it's about on your DNA, and those don't change. Yeah, you're born with them.
Okay. I got it. The word.
Epigenetics is about the things that turn on and turn off certain parts of your genetic code.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so they find that when there's been a big I mean, I think that's what's behind all this problem with racism in the US, is that there are families that have carried the trauma of slavery with them from generation to generation, epigenetically.
Oh,
and so the trauma is still very present for some people. And I feel so bad.
My God.
Yeah, I feel so badly about it because I wish I could do something. But, you know, we found out that these trauma can be epigenetically transmitted, but we still don't know what's the best thing to do. And I think becoming hateful and resentful is maybe not the best solution to this problem. Yeah. Okay, so in the 90s, I went to graduate school, both at University of Alabama in Huntsville, where we were when my son was in high school. And then my last year, I went to University of Alabama at the main campus in Tuscaloosa, really.
Okay.
It's a name, yeah.
Okay.
So in Tuscaloosa, I graduated with a master's degree in teaching English to speakers of other language. It's, I don't know if it's something that's familiar in other places, but this was the name of my degree, master's.
Okay, I know that, yeah.
Teaching
so everybody's
English,
like
speakers of other languages, yeah.
Other languages, okay.
Yeah. So this degree was, now I've always been a nerd, I have to tell you. I know, I don't look like a nerd, but I'm a nerd.
You really enjoy your profession, like since 90s. You really love teaching.
Oh yeah, and I love language learning and language teaching, and I love finding ways that it's more effective and more fun, and they go together. Because one thing we found out when, see, this degree was not in English so much, although it had some, but it was more about language learning and language teaching. So it's the kind of course that a person might take, like wanted to teach Thai or Arabic or Chinese. You would go to university and you would get a language teaching degree. So that's what this was. So then I got very interested in the field of psycholinguistics, yeah, and also sociolinguistics. So this is fascinating stuff. Okay, so what did you study as an undergraduate?
So I did the multimedia, the animation stuff, and animation stuff. Yeah, I know the 3D animation, 2D animation, but I really fond on the web designing stuff. So that was my field, and I also have a freelance client. Almost 5 years. 5 years has been done, and these are my sectors of doing job.
Yeah, I was freelance for a while. That's the next stage in my journey. Is I had, well, I taught on English Town for a while. That was very enjoyable. And then I had my own, I was a freelance English tutor online in the, starting in the in the early 2000s. And then I had some students in Italy that wanted me to come over there and spend the summer with them. So I did that for several summers over in Italy. So,
so do you find the different challenges to learn English? Like different countries have different accent. When you teach to the students, did you find there are different challenges? Like you are delivering something and some of the students are not grasping that accent? Because
I don't teach pronunciation much, because if somebody's interested in pronunciation work, I say, well, you know, conversation is excellent as part of a program for pronunciation, because it activates what we call the communicative drive. But this is not about how your words are formed. This is about your motivation. Yeah. So that's good. If you want work for pronunciation, how the words are formed, the first thing you have to understand is it's not the same part of your brain as learning the grammar and learning to read and understanding when you read. Listening and speaking are procedural. They're like you use the part of the brain that you used when you learned how to drive a car, when you learned how to, what's it called, skateboarding, when you learned how to play tennis. So it's a performance thing.
It's a training to speak, it's training to live here. Most of the people, what they do, they think first, they think the grammar first, and then they speak. So that is the biggest wrong step.
You can't do it. You can't do it, because the dictionary is over here and the action stuff is over here. So it has to go around this, and then it has to go back up and down here. And no, you have to use the English you have. And this is very hard. First thing they want to do is find the English equivalent for the Hindi or the Thai. Except one group of students that usually does better. Well, there's two. One is German. And the reason Germans do better than other students generally, make more progress, is because they work like dogs. And you tell a German student 2 hours a day, listening, imitating. You have to build mouth muscle memory. It's just like martial arts or playing the piano or competitive sports. You have to have muscle memory.
Oh my God.
And you tell them 2 hours a day. That's what you need every day. You can skip 1 day a week. 6 hours a week is an absolute minimum. That's science. 6 hours a week, every day, not like 3 hours Tuesday and 3 hours Sunday. No. 1 hour every day, listening and using your mouth. Your index finger, I say this is your most important tool. Use it to hit the pause button. Go back. Listen to that phrase again. Somewhere between 2 and 5 word phrase. Yeah? Now, go back and listen again. Okay, you got it? Now, you say it just like that person said it. Is it easy for you? Did you come right out with it? No? Go back and listen again. Then repeat again. Did you get it? No? Still not easy? Do it again. Most people don't do this.
Miriam, time's to go. It was nice talking to you. Bye. See you.
Bye.